Today's topic is very something which is very special to women. Even the reading material today is related to women. So let's have a women day today. Today I will discuss a law about Muslim women. We all know the position of the Muslim woman where their husband can marry 4 times, and it's really difficult sometimes because they are not assured of their rights. But if you go way back in 1939, there was a law for Muslim women which is continuous till today. And I have seen in my 2 decades practice that even some of the lawyers are not aware, leave lest Muslim women, that there is a law which is useful to them. Now, I would like to tell all of you that the Muslim women do have a right for divorcing their husband. And it's not that they can only go to Kaji for khula. There is a legally they can go to the court. There are 2 types of divorce they can obtain. That is, one is judicial, and another is extrajudicial. Judicial is of course to the court, and extrajudicial is through the where they will go to Kaji or they will apply for khula. So it is through the private person, that is their religious head. Now here I would like to tell all of you here that it's a very small act, Dissolution of Muslim Marriage Act. I would request all the lawyers here to read that, because you never know, you will be able to help any woman, and of course especially the Muslim woman. I had a case where a Christian woman married the Muslim man, and somehow they were unable to work out the marriage. But this man was not ready to divorce her. When she came to me, she told me, I can't go to Kaji. I'm a Christian woman. Kaji will also not listen to me. But then I said, I'm not a Kaji, but I can only go to the court. Here, I went to the family court, Mumbai, filed a divorce petition for a Muslim woman under the Dissolution of the Muslim Marriage Act. So Dissolution of Muslim Marriage Act is since 1939, it is still there. Kindly read it. And the grounds given for divorce are the equally same, I would say more or less similar to the Hindu women given in the Hindu Marriage Act or Special Marriage Act to the all the women here, all the women of our country, if they are married under a Special Marriage Act. So always remember, Dissolution of Muslim Marriage Act, the Muslim women are given the equal rights as the Hindu woman, their counterpart has under the Hindu Marriage Act or some other religion, maybe Indian Divorce Act. Here, as I said, that judicial and the extrajudicial. For judicial divorce, she has to go to the court, and civil court. If it is a taluka village level, it will be a senior division. And here in the metropolitan cities of Pune, Bombay, Delhi, it will be family court. I myself have filed it and got this. And people are really not aware that there is a law, such law exists for the Muslim women. Now, the grounds, though I have said it is similar, I will repeat some of the grounds for you. That is, the husband is not looking after her. Husband has left her for some years. Husband is treating her with cruelty, or he is not maintaining and neglecting her. He is not paying the maintenance. He is also not equally treating her. His whereabouts are not known. Then he may be important. See, the grounds are same, like Hindu Marriage Act. There may be more than one wife to him, and he is not treating all the wife equally. Maybe he having 2 wives or 3 wives, but he is not giving the same level of maintenance, same level of respect, same level of love and affection to this wife. Then also she can file for divorce. And the Muslim Dissolution of Muslim Marriage Act go one step further. That any ground which is valid for divorce, that is which is not mentioned in the act, is also applicable to that. Now, this is about the divorce. Very small matter. The section 2, you will find all these whatever grounds I have taken here. And one more step I'll go ahead, that 125 CRPC. Can the Muslim woman file under 125 CRPC? Yes, she has got equal rights. See, 125 CRPC is the religion neutral. any Christian woman, any Hindu woman, any woman, Nepali, whatever, she can go and file under 125 CRPC for maintenance. So there are some judgments also which suppose that Muslim women cannot go, they have their own special act. No, she can go and ask for the maintenance. And 125 CRPC, if you read properly, the strict proof of marriage is not required. There are possibilities that people are staying for quite a period of good time with each other, but she may not have the invitation card, she may not have the marriage proof. In those cases also, if she is staying very good number of the years with the person, it will be treated as a marriage. And so under 125 CRPC, I won't call it second marriage, but the people who are living together for a longer period, don't mix it with the live-in relationship. The 125 CRPC is very clear. It says that those people who are living for a longer period, strict proof of marriage is not required. Of course, marriage is the first requirement of any, whenever you're asking maintenance or divorce, because without marriage there cannot be divorce. So now here always remember that for 125 CRPC, I mean to say there is no strict proof of marriage required. Even if you do not have invitation card, you do not have any photograph to show that they are married. Even if you get two witnesses or two relatives affidavit that they have been staying as a husband and wife since long, and so before society they have carried themselves as a husband and wife, then also possibly they will consider husband and wife for the section 125 CRPC. And for Muslim women, she can always go for 125 CRPC. And 125 CRPC, you know, the area of 125 CRPC is very big. The parents can also ask maintenance. Anybody, then secondly from the parents can ask from the son and the daughter. Also they can ask maintenance from the children can ask maintenance from their parents. The parents also can ask the maintenance from their children. That is a daughter and mother, daughter against daughter also, that application can be done. Now always remember 125 CRPC is a criminal procedure code, is a criminal matter. So whenever you apply to family court, the summons notices of the 125 CRPC will be served through the police station. And there can be a jail also if there is a arrears amount. So I would say 125 CRPC is a good base to apply for maintenance for the women, because in case they are not paying, in civil matters, we have to find out the property of the husband if he is not paying the arrears. But in 125 CRPC, there can be a jail also if there is a arrears. So this is also very useful in that way. So knowing the law, see, there are 4 or 5 laws for the women's for the maintenance. But which law you should apply, you will know as you go on reading. I have a separate video on the maintenance of the under very different acts for the women. Also, there is one video I would like to tell all of you, which Archana ma'am is going to read today, is about that pregnant woman, what are her rights. In fact, after delivery, actually her rights start. Before pregnancy, when she starts, she becomes pregnant, there are some rights which she can claim from her employer. That is also separate video which I will ask Vandana to put in the group. Now here, we will go to the reading quickly now. Who is reading today? Archana Esankar or Archana Mane madam? Just a minute. We have so many Archana there. You can unmute. Just unmute, please.
Hello.
Yes. Just a minute.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Just a minute. See, it cannot curtail women's freedom to choose. Kerala High Court allows women with a mild mental disability to terminate 22-week-old pregnancy. Start reading the Kerala High Court quote from here.
Yeah. Very good afternoon to all. I will start reading now. The Kerala High Court recently highlighted the importance of ensuring women have the freedom to make choices regarding continuation of their own pregnancies while allowing the woman with mild mental and physical disabilities to terminate her pregnancy. Karthika Sumesh versus State of Kerala. Single Judge Justice P.B. Suresh Kumar allowed the termination of the pregnancy of a 22-week-old fetus on consideration of medical report that said that even though the abnormality detected in the fetus might not be life-threatening, since the mother has a mild mental disability and impaired adaptive skills, she might find it difficult to cope with the child-rearing demands of a baby with a disability. Therefore, the court allowed the termination, stating the freedom of pregnant woman in making a choice as to whether the pregnancy should be continued cannot be taken away. Likewise, the right of the mother to terminate the pregnancy medically, even after the permissible period, in terms of the provisions of the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, has been recognized by the courts. Has been I think it's
If there is a
if there is substantial risk that if the child were born, it will suffer from abnormalities as to be seriously handicapped. Under the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, termination of pregnancies are permitted only up to 20 weeks, and pregnancies beyond that period can be terminated only if it is necessary to save the life of the pregnant woman. The court was hearing a plea moved by the woman and her husband seeking to medically terminate the 22-week-old pregnancy on the ground that continuing with requires screen to be spooled up. Continuing with it would pose a risk to the mother's life, and the baby would suffer from physical and mental abnormalities. After an earlier hearing of the case, the court had directed the Permanent Medical Board constituted at the Medical College Hospital, Kottayam, to examine the woman and submit a report as to whether continuance of her pregnancy would involve a risk to her life or any grave injury to her physical or mental health. Whether there is a substantial risk that if the child were born, it would suffer from any serious physical or mental abnormality. Subsequently, the board submitted its report stating that the fetus does suffer from Klinefelter syndrome. It stated that while Klinefelter syndrome is chloromosomal anomaly associated with variable mental subnormality,
endocrine.
visual disturbances, seizures, and weaknesses of the left lower limb with a permanent disability of 55%. Taking both factors into account, the board recommended medical termination of pregnancy. The court concurred by stating if the said fetus disorder is analyzed in the light of the provision contained in subsection 3 of the section 3 of the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, it can be seen that this is a case where it can be held that the continuance of the pregnancy of the petitioner would involve injury to the physical and the mental health of the petitioner. Therefore, it allowed the petitioner to undertake the procedure for termination.
Thank you. Thank you, Archana. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am.
See, here there is a judgment. It's a Karthika Sumesh versus State of Kerala. Can somebody note down and put in a group? It is a very nice judgment. Now here I would like to tell all of you that under the pregnancy law, for 20 weeks fetus can be, that you don't need a court's permission. However, if it is more than 20 weeks, you have to apply to the court. Here there was some abnormalities and disabilities, and even mother was suffering. So Kerala High Court allowed it. But now, always remember, if a pregnant woman comes to you, always remember, if a pregnant woman comes to you, don't wait for the last moment, because for one day for her is very important. So as soon as she comes, prepare the petition, go to the court. And if it is below 20 weeks, she can go on her own and take an abortion. Today we read about this pregnancy laws, and there is a video on the pregnancy and the maternal laws, which also will be shared in the group later on. So kindly you should know, because a pregnant woman and the lady who delivered after the child, there are so many rights. And in India we have at least I think 20% of women are working women force, but only 1% of the women is able to take the benefit of the maternity rights. The reason behind that, there is no knowledge about the maternity laws. There should be a creche facility at the bank or more than 50 employees. We will find bank, restaurants where there will be crash fertility has to be available, but it is not available. The reason behind that, there is it is that knowledge is not with the woman. So it is our duty as a lawyer, if we have given the power to understand and we have the knowledge, we should share it. So I would request all of you, this maternity laws video should reach to the at least 100 women by each one of you. We are 49 today. Even 49 into 100, it will reach to 4,900 people. So even if one woman knows the laws, it will benefit the other 100 women. That is my idea behind this. Today, now we will be sharing some experiences. I'll ask Vandana to share her experience. You can unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. Ma'am, actually, in one webinar, respected Bharat Chuk sir said that people often ask me that that does luck matters. So, as somebody wise replied that where preparation meets opportunity, luck is where preparation meet opportunity. So, if you are prepared and there is an opportunity that comes to you and you strike it, that's luck. So actually, by coincidentally, I was traveling in auto rickshaw yesterday. I was going to the court and I was wearing my dress code. And coincidentally, that auto wala asked me, "Okay, ma'am, are you working in court?" He said, "Are you an advocate?" I said, "Yes." So he started telling me his problems. That he was telling me, "Okay, ma'am, actually, one of my family member, he's in jail, and we are trying. We tried 2 times for bail in High Court, but it got rejected." So I suggested him, "So you can reach to the Supreme Court. You can file an SLP under Article 136. You have that procedure." So he thanked me for guiding him. He said no one told him to reach to the Supreme Court yet. And one experience was I was traveling in auto rickshaw, and that lady, she was a lady auto driver. She was a lady auto driver, and she was like arguing on the phone. Her husband was actually harassing him on the phone, and then she kept the phone. Then she told me, "Ma'am, can you help me?" I was like, "What kind of help do you need?" So I guided her. I told her, "You can reach to the police station and you can tell your problems, and definitely they'll help you out." So
What
ma'am,
I want to convey actually, that she was in a proper white attire.
yeah.
People recognize her as a lawyer. So what I was trying to reiterate, a proper white attire, black and white when you go to the court. Now we will have another this Archana.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My experience, I would like to share how relevance is madam's guidance in these classes. First, on 14th of August, madam has taken one class. In that, ma'am has described about criminal trespass. In that, important points ma'am has mentioned. And in that, in one of the case laws, ma'am has told that a cornerstone of that judgment was that without due process, you cannot throw any person. Hearing that sentence, one strike into my mind that the client was coming to my home with new case. His story was just the same. That one lady was coming in her house and she was threatening her that she will throw her out with due by force or by
Without due process of law. By force.
Yeah. Yeah, and like in my mind that ma'am's class, I had heard that sentence, and that will help me that my matter. And महत्वाचं सांगायचं म्हणजे मी घरी मग माझ्या सासूबाईंना पण ते सांगितलं की मला आज जे क्लायंट येणार आहे त्यांच्या मध्ये मला हे पॉइंट एक हे मदत करणार आहे, म्हणून ती क्लास कशी माझ्यासाठी बेनिफिट आहे हे सांगायचं आहे मला. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट 16th ऑगस्टला मॅडमनी क्लासमध्ये सांगितलं होतं की आपल्या प्रोफेशनला काय आहे जरुरी की बी ऑन टाइम ऑलवेज. टाइम इज एसेन्स ऑफ आवर प्रोफेशन. या संबंधित माझा एक्सपिरियन्स असा सांगेल मी की आपण ज्या सिनियरकडे काम करतो त्यांची जी टाइम फॉलो करायची जी पद्धत असते ती जर आपण शिकलो तर ते किती कामाचं असते हे मॅडमनी सांगितलं होतं. त्यासाठी मी सांगत आहे की मी ज्या सिनियरकडे काम केलं होतं त्याचं एक हे होतं रुटीन होतं की 10:30 वाजता बरोबर कोर्टमध्ये टच व्हायचे ते, आणि आधीच जाऊन जज समोर आपला फेस दाखवायचे की माझे आज हे केसेस आहे आणि मी यामध्ये हे करणार आहोत. तर मग आम्ही पण ते शिकलो की 10:30ला आम्ही टच जातो ते सरांच्या समोरच आणि जजला सांगत होतो सर आमची आज ही केस आहे या नंबरवर आहे आणि यामध्ये आज आम्ही हे करणार आहोत. सपोज आपण एफिडेव्हिट फाईल करणार आहोत, आम्हाला चान्स मिळत होता की आफ्टर एफिडेव्हिट द प्रोसिजर इज टू एक्झिबिट द डॉक्युमेंट्स. देन being a junior also the judges were giving us chance to exhibit the documents or cross examine like that. Cross examine in the sense examination and all, examination in chief like that. So that one by one procedure we also learned from that. So this was the benefit of time following in the court. आणि दुसरं असं की मॅडमने सांगितलं होतं की कोणतंही काम आलं तर त्याला नाही नाही म्हणायचं, म्हणजे ते घ्यायची ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी घ्यायची की त्याच्याकडून आपल्याला काहीतरी त्या लिगल टास्क म्हणून आपल्याला काहीतरी शिकायला मिळणार. त्याचा एक्सपिरियन्स मला असं सांगायचं आहे की एक माझ्याकडे मॅटर आलं होतं, मी जस्ट जॉईन केलं होतं माझ्या सिनियरला आणि माझ्याकडे क्लायंट्स आले की आम्हाला एक एफिडेव्हिट करायचं आहे. कपल होतं आणि दोघंही प्रोफेशननी डॉक्टर्स होते. त्यांचं फक्त एवढं एफिडेव्हिट होतं की मॅडमनी म्हटलं होतं की माझं नाव मॅरेजच्या आधी हे होतं, मॅरेजच्या नंतर हे झालेलं आहे आणि मी यांची डॉटर होती, आता यांची वाईफ झाली आहे. मी PhD घेतल्यामुळे माझं नाव चेंज झाल्यामुळे मला हे एक एफिडेव्हिट बिफोर एक्झिक्युटिव्ह मॅजिस्ट्रेट मला द्यायचं आहे कोर्टमध्ये. तर त्यांनी माझं एक ड्राफ्टिंग बघितलं, मी ते इंग्लिशमध्ये करून दिलं होतं पूर्ण आणि मी मग माझ्या सिनियरला पण ते दाखवलं. मग त्यांनी मला अप्रिशिएट केलं आणि मी वाटल्यास त्यांना पैसे पण नाही मागितले होते, पण त्यांनी बघितलं की नाही तुम्ही पूर्ण दिवसांचा बघून माझं एफिडेव्हिट तयार करून दिलेला आहे आणि स्वतः ड्राफ्ट केला आहे. त्यांनी स्वतःहून स्वखुशीने मला 1000 रुपीज दिले त्यांनी. तर ते एक सगळ्यांनी अप्रिशिएट केलं.
What was more important that you were very diligent and drafting and at such a stage also when we were beginning, and that will take you to places, just trust me. Thank you so much for sharing the knowledge, and I'm really thankful. Now here we have completed 9 days. We can keep on going like this, but then every time in a daytime to get all of it together is not that easy, because courts will start slowly, trains will start, and we will all be working and good days are likely to come. So I would request all of you that tomorrow is the last date, and thereafter we will continue with our Saturday learning. That is Saturday evening 9:30 we do. That is the very one subject I take up every Saturday. I would request all of you to continue there. Also there is a possibility that Supreme Court might open, and on a not completely but maybe 50% or in the beginning 25%, and there is a possibility that they will be taking up the advocate on record exam. Myself being an advocate on record, I have got help from so many people, so I will be continuing teaching those who are appearing for AOR examination. So I have got few friends from Delhi, so for whom I have done few videos in the past, but then now we will be starting on Tuesday 9:30. So link will be shared by Vandana and Archana, whoever are there. So the idea behind to get together all is that we start a circle where we are studying every day. Because even if I ask everybody to read one judgment, unless until you have a great determination to do it of a legal knowledge, that is very difficult to sit down. Here with, I think we started with 100 people, today we are 53. The interest goes. But same time, you have to understand that if you want money, fame, success in life, then you have to give some time, everything. I have also read the 10,000 hours rule. 10,000 hours rule is like very difficult to complete, but then nobody stops me or you, all of you do at least once in a week to study. And so this process can continue, and we can meet every Saturday. Now I will ask Ganesh sir to give vote of thanks for today.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Can you audible me? Good evening, ma'am.
Audible, sir. Audible.
Audible. Thank you. First of all, ma'am, thank you so much. I'm really sincerely express my gratitude to you and your whole team. This is not the webinar or delivering the lecture. It is a transmission of the knowledge, and knowledge is a power. And every profession is needs there some ethics. That is the one example. Now give Vandana ma'am. She was traveling in the auto rickshaw. She wear the dress code. We have a dress code, uniformity. We should be respect our uniform. Then people knows you what can do for the society. People actually finding who will do my work. What is his profession? You are loyal with your profession, then you will get your business automatically.
Yes,
That's what
yes.
you should be respect to our profession. That is the first thing. And in today's in our today's webinar, the pregnancy medical pregnancy termination act, and we faces many cases, ma'am, many times. In one of my cases, one victim came with her mother. She in the night time, and she examined by the local doctor. Local doctor said she is pregnant, but we don't know how many weeks she is pregnant. Or
How many weeks?
we sent her. How many weeks? I sent her to another hospital. That time sonography machine was not there working there. Then I purchased from my pocket to one pregnancy kit, and we came to the conclusion she's pregnant now. Then we take the POXO cases and all things. Then we sent him in the night 3 o'clock to the so-and-so hospital, and that time she admitted. That then in the during the investigation, it is found that she was 19 weeks and 3 days pregnant. Her fetus is and that time she's not ready to termination of pregnancy, but the mother and father is ready for that. All things, the legalities we done. Then I kept my lady constable 4 days at the hospital for the investigation purpose to collect the evidence. Okay, we done all things. We done the DNA profiling, and the accused still is behind the bar, ma'am. Last 4 years. That is a very great experience. We are actually facing police officer is so much facing the law problems. It is a practical job. But you delivering these lectures is a really great knowledge for us, ma'am. Being I'm a police officer, I have related with the law and other acts and all things. But police sometimes actually they're playing the different role. Lawyers and police playing the different role. We like so
We have to be philosopher, teacher, guide, parents, friend sometime.
Yeah, but sometimes quarrel with lawyers. Sometimes quarrel with the lawyers. वो सांप और नेवले की जो कहानी है वैसी है. That is true. But in सांप और नेवले के बीच में जो होता है तो क्लाइंट होता है वो. He is playing to us. हाँ, वो अच्छा हुआ तो आपको भी बोलेगा नहीं और मुझे भी नहीं बोलेगा.
Only one thing we can do, we can just help the people, and we should be there.
Yes, yes.
Already जो पुलिस के पास and the इसके पास आता है lawyer के पास clients, वो already damage होता है. तो I do one thing कि और damage नहीं होने देना है. I tell in family matters, already तुम्हारा matter damage है, अब और damage नहीं होना है. वो तुम्हारी wife है जिससे आप लड़ रहे हो, वो तुम्हारे बच्चे जो तुमसे मेंटेनेंस मांग रहे हैं, तो और डैमेज नहीं होने देना चाहिए अपने को मैटर्स को. पुलिस के पास भी आया है. See, yesterday I got a message कि some relative expired. Unbelievable. Today we had one Rashmi who was I think Rashmi, I don't remember the name, but she was about to read that, and Roshni I think, and she lost her father. Nobody knows what is the next thing going to come. So always remember that we can help each other. We never don't know even the next moment what is going to help. So we are together today. So let's spread the love and light and not fight and quarrel. And even if client comes, we can guide them properly.
And lawyer and police is a basic work, ma'am, to find the truth only and produce before the court. whatever. Is not for the accused, not for the complainant. We want to truth. We are the friend of the law and act.
Yes,
the friend
very
of law
true,
and
very true, sir. Very
That-
true.
this is our original profession, ma'am. And thank you so much, ma'am, once again. for
Thank you
delivering this
so
lecture
much. You are
transformation
being a
alerts.
police officer, and this age, I can see that you are in uniform from the. You are still attending it, and that is the great thing. I would ask everybody to learn from
No.
this. That even at this
No,
age,
no,
after
thank you,
being in
sir.
the government office, you are still you have the urge to learn something. That is a very good, commendable. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Anybody wants to speak? We have few minutes.